Hello there, and welcome to Shite Talk, Season 2, Episode 9. This is Jason talking to you. This is Episode 9 of 10, which, if you're like me and like some bigger words, you've got a fancier lexicon, bigger vocabulary, more robust. You might say something like penultimate. If you're more akin to Kevin, I don't know, you might say second last, something like that. But I'd like to start this week out by saying a thank you to everyone who listened last week despite us not putting out any podcasts. I guess that's people re-listening, new people finding us, people catching up on episodes they haven't quite had a chance to yet. But yeah, we got a couple of thousand people listening on a week that we did absolutely no effort, which was a nice feather in our cap over Christmas. It was a nice present. And then also a thank you to anyone who's supported us financially on Buy Me a Coffee. You can find Shite Talk, Buy Me a Coffee. That's it's like our Patreon. You can go on there. You can also find the link via our Instagram page at Shite Talk History, or email us at shitetalkhistory@gmail.com. But that's been awesome. But thank you, everyone. You've all been amazing. Let's kick off this new year with an episode about Don Hugo O'Conor. Born in Dublin, 1732 or 1734. Hugh O'Conor.
Hit the ground running. Here we go.
Yeah, straight away, every time. Almost all of my opening paragraphs have an or some other shit. Hugo O'Conor was a Gaelic aristocrat coming from the O'Conor Don family, descendant of the King of Ireland, one Turlough More O'Conor. Originally, the family was based in Roscommon, but due to his father's anti-British political activity, they had to move out of the family home and away to the Pale.
They moved into the Pale?
Yeah.
Wait, what? So he was in Roscommon, and due to his anti-British sentiment, as punishment, they moved him to the Pale.
Yeah, anti-British political activity. Maybe it's because in the Pale, there's more people. You could hide yourself easier.
Oh, sorry, he moved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought he got moved.
The family had been there. As was common at the time for fancy boys.
Still is. I love the Pale. I'm a Pale boy.
No, it's a separate thing, but okay, good to know as well. I was just leaving a pause after a comma.
Sure.
At the age of 18, he moved over to Spain, where his cousins were officers in the Spanish army. Colonel Don Domingo O'Reilly and Field Marshal Alejandro O'Reilly. He was based in the Aragon region.
Not the Legolas region, no?
No, or Gimli. Not a million miles from Zaragoza.
Okay.
Zaragoza.
Lord of the Rings
Zaragoza. No, it was actually just a place.
It's a place in Spain.
So it was it's northern Spain.
Okay. AKA Catalonia. Yeah, political. No, okay,
that's
not that north.
That's not. It's further north than that.
It's France. A little known part of Spain called the Iberian Peninsula.
Hugh's grandfather, much like our silent producer, was his name was Daniel O'Conor.
Yeah.
He was an officer in the Spanish army before that, and his uncle Thomas had been a general in the army of the King of France.
Oh, okay.
So you were right.
I was right.
North Spain. Hugh joined the Spanish army using nepotism to become a cadet in the Irish Hibernia Regiment, thanks to his cousin Alejandro, who is now a lieutenant colonel at this stage, going on to fight in Spain's war with Portugal in the 1760s, the 7 Years' War. Do you want to have a guess for how long that lasted?
6 years, 354 days.
I forget you're so good with maths.
It's so quick off the ball.
Worth noting that Portugal were England's ally at the time.
That is worth noting.
Yeah. I've wrote that down, and I'm not sure if that is actually worth noting. No. It might come up later on. I'll see.
But I always wondered how Spain conquered half of the Spain and Portugal conquered half of the world between the two of them, because they never fought each other.
They did for 7 years.
Yeah, there you go. Now I'm learning.
No, yeah. But after that war in 1763, Alejandro, who is now a field marshal, is sent off to Cuba and requests our lad Hugh to tag along as an officer.
Cool.
He serves in the Regiment of Volunteers of Aragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be Gondor, I believe.
Yeah.
Rising through the ranks quickly and showcasing his superior military strategy, he was promoted to the rank of Sergeant Major, which is, I'm sure, as you'll well know, Kevin, the third highest rank in the regiment.
I was just going to say, you got there before me.
1763, he was made a Knight of the Order of Calatrava, which is like a Freemason militia.
Okay.
Or the technical term, I suppose, is a Knight of the Spanish Army.
So he's a Knight of the Spanish Army.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, also the Knight of the Order of Calatrava. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I want to be a Knight of the Order of Calatrava.
You'd be no good.
I'd like to be able to pronounce it first.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be a prerequisite to becoming a Knight there.
Able to say what you're a Knight of.
Not to bastardise the pronunciation. But after being promoted to Major, he's then sent to Mexico City, or Mexico, in 1765.
Please do all the accents.
I will try my best. 1765, but doesn't hang around too long, as he's then sent off to command some of the northern regions around the San Saba area. It's here in 1767 that he's told to investigate a violent dispute between the governor of Texas, Governor Angel de Martos y Navarrete.
You're loving this.
Yeah. And Rafael Martinez Pacheco, an army officer at the time, but a future governor himself.
Oh, well, sorry, at this time is Texas a free nation or subservient to the US of A?
I believe they did try to secede. They never did, though, did they?
Cowards. I'm only putting this
I
up.
Don't,
so
yeah,
I know
don't
you're
say that.
Going there. Yeah.
I have a shite
There'll be a lynch mob waiting for you when you land.
No, that's because of what I did the last time before I left.
Sure, of course.
He goes up and he investigates this, reports back to the Viceroy of Mexico.
I love Viceroy.
I've only ever heard it in this and then Star Wars. The only time I've ever heard of the
Viceroy. Mac DeMarco has a song about it. Or the cigarettes are named after him.
What?
Sorry, the road.
Mac DeMarco?
Yeah. Probably is a Pac DeMarco.
Oh.
There's a Brandon idea.
Pac de Smarco. Sparco.
Pac de Sparco.
Right.
I think we've gone too far, but I like it. What if it was called Pack of Cigarettes?
Or Viceroy of Mexico.
Yes.
Who called Navarrete. I think I've probably pronounced that two separate ways now, but I can't change it. He called him back to Mexico City to defend his actions. The Viceroy does. And made O'Conor the interim governor of Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, an Irishman governor of Texas. Just saying, maybe we'll have a second one soon enough. I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We shall see.
This is your launching your campaign now. A vote for Jason is a vote for Brennan.
The Bengalstown Tiger.
Yeah.
So he holds that office for 3 years until 1970. Nope, probably not 1970. I imagine it was 1770.
Probably.
I've wrote that down wrong.
Well, that's classic.
He held that office for 203 years.
He was given it temporarily while the guy went to see the Viceroy. 220 years later, he handed it back.
203. Like I had just said it. You're so bad with maths.
I am having a nice time. Keep going.
He's known as El Capitan Colorado.
Captain Colorado. The precursor to Captain America.
It means it's the red captain.
Oh, okay.
He has red hair.
Ah.
Yeah, quintessential Irishman.
Yeah. Because now, up until now, I was kind of picturing a swarty southern Spanish man. I kind of forgot that he started his life in Roscommon. Now I've replaced him in my mind's eye with the palest, gingeriest man.
But the Canelo Alvarez, the boxer, would have the or like a Louis C.K. He's Mexican, white ginger.
Okay,
so it's actually very common.
Yeah.
Should not bring up that comedian. That's how we got the other. That's how we got the other podcast cancelled.
Yeah.
How Jason and Kevin got cancelled. In early 1770s, he goes from being the commander of the Chihuahua frontier in Mexico.
How did he keep all those tiny dogs at bay?
At any point, I assumed you would correct me and say, like, you're definitely just making all of this up. The names.
No. I am happy to be misled at this stage. This is great. The Chihuahua frontier.
The Chihuahua frontier in Mexico.
Was he defending the border collie? That's a dog.
So he goes from being the commander of the Chihuahua frontier in Mexico to the commander inspector of the presidios, which would be the military bases. So at this stage, he's been all over the country setting those up. He's fairly preoccupied with the attacks on those bases from the native Indians, the presidios The most famous bases would have encompassed what would have gone on to become the foundations of the city of Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And while governor, he set up Los Ades, the capital of Texas.
Okay.
Which is Spanish Texas.
Not all of these words need to be in a Spanish accent. Okay?
They do.
Capital is capital.
Capital.
It's now capital.
The base there was established to stop Indians from attacking San Antonio.
The Anthony. Oh, it's Saint Anthony.
Saint Anthony.
Saint Anthony.
Obviously the home of the Alamo.
Oh, yes, of course.
He led military campaigns against Comanche, Apache, and Wichita Indians.
Right.
He managed to do so with more than a dash of Irishness, implementing guerrilla warfare tactics and using flying columns to patrol the mining territories and mount counterattacks on the natives.
There you go.
Doesn't that make you happy?
No, because I don't want to be rooting for the Irish man who's over there killing Native Americans.
They're attacking his bases.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's just covering all bases.
He just put those bases there, where they rightfully belong.
I'm just saying, I'm not on board with it. I don't want them to be doing this. Obviously, the plight of the Native Americans is a terrible thing, but I do love the idea of guerrilla warfare tactics and flying columns.
Sure.
In Mexico or Texas, Spanish Texas.
Can you imagine you're just living on a beach, hanging out, you kill some bison, you eat the bison, you fuck, it's perfect. And then some Irish ginger man comes
red-headed
over
devil
and says, have you heard about money? Traded for goods and services. And also, fuck you, get out of here. You now live in Oregon.
No one wants to live in Oregon.
Exactly.
It was said that while some people tried to be compassionate with the natives and find common ground, which is, fair, that's nice, O'Conor wouldn't have been one of those.
No.
Preferring a musket and a rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so, to double down on this now, bad man.
But it's also, it comes up in a lot of these stories where, because you started off saying that, was it his parents were like quite anti-British?
Yeah.
Probably not too happy about foreign power coming over and moving them from their land. But he learned a thing or two from it, I guess. That's the important part. Like how to carry a musket.
He was using guns, like muskets and rifles, against bows and arrows.
Sure.
Yeah, and machetes. Feel like he had the upper hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really fair.
No.
Much like Mussolini in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's true.
You not get the reference, or you're just?
I do, but like, what? But I understand that it's not fair. Why would you bring up
bollocks?
Yeah,
it's just not. Fight them fair.
Yeah, you're right. Mussolini shouldn't have invaded Ethiopia.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about your stance on the matter.
Well, I'm wearing a T-shirt saying
"I heart Mussolini."
I heart Mussolini, but it's ironic.
Now it sounds bad with him attacking Indians with cause they only have bows and arrows. They have rifles and muskets. And
sure.
That. But now remember during to hark back to the 7 Years' War. Again, how long was that for?
Just under 4 years.
There we go. And but when England they won that, they claimed Canada. That's where the fur trade was.
Which is apparently like a big deal. Like everyone was mad about fur. Like the whole economy ran on fur.
Yeah,
beaver pelts.
It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio film, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. It's exactly like that.
No, yeah, The Revenant. Yeah, they're just mad for fur and pelts.
That's a great film. You remember how young he is in that film?
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, yeah.
The Revenant. He's like
not
like
the
3 years ago.
And Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite films. I thought that's on my list of if it's on TV,
yeah.
I can't switch by it.
I consider it a Christmas movie.
Wow, I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is why we're friends.
There it is.
Do people always give you shit about that as well? When they're like, oh, what's your favourite Christmas movie? I always just say, it's Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
I watch it at Christmas and it's about Christmas.
It's about Christmas. The true line is Christmas.
Yeah, the one thing that I always bring, for anyone who's listening who disagrees with this, Tom Hanks gets a phone call every year at Christmas. I'm going to ruin the movie for you now. Well, I can't because it's a great movie. There's so much other parts to it. No, but it's that every year at Christmas, DiCaprio's character is so lonely that he calls Tom Hanks on Christmas Day. He's the guy chasing him down, and until eventually Hanks comes to the realization one day, it's like one Christmas Day, oh shit, I've been a bastard all my life. These ghosts have come back. No, it's a separate film. He basically realizes that you're a lonely motherfucker. That's why you're calling me every Christmas. You've no one else to talk to. Because you're constantly spending your time traipsing around the world. I've realised that's why I like the movie so much. It's my life.
Yeah. You are Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, I am. I was raped by a bear.
I only brought up Catch Me If You Can to put in some sort of dig about like DiCaprio was so young there, ironically too old for current DiCaprio to date now. But then I remembered I actually really liked that film.
It's one of my favourites.
Yeah,
Fair play to Scorsese.
Yeah.
But like that does sound awful what he's done there, and I know that what you're thinking. He's attacking a load of Indians who've bows and arrows, and they have rifles.
Sure.
He's a bit of a bastard.
Does he sell them rifles?
But remember, during the 7 Years' War, when England won,
yeah,
they would have been part of. They were friends of Portugal, friends, allies. They claimed Canada. That's where the fur trade was. Now France, I suppose, were Spain. I imagine.
Okay.
They lost that. But either way, who cares? It's only history. It's only fact. But they had no use for trading posts in St. Louis and New Orleans, so they gave them up to the Mississippi territories and the Louisiana territories to Spain, who had been an ally in the war. You know, that was nice of them to. You know, that was not nice. They gave up the posts. They had no reason to use them.
Sure.
What wasn't so sound was the fact that they'd been selling guns to the Indians in Louisiana, and the natives were using those to attack the armies in Texas. So it wasn't just bows and arrows. Level playing field.
There you go.
Better than Mussolini.
Now it's fine. He's not like Mussolini at all. Well, fair play to the French for making a quick buck.
Yeah, but now that Spain owned the area, you'd think the gun trade would stop. But it didn't because of money.
Sure.
Money and the fact that if they sold the Indians the guns, they wouldn't attack them. Although I do feel like the Indians could just, much like in the Gubu murders episode in season 1, when the guy went to go buy a gun and then just shot the man.
Sure.
Yeah, if you sell the guns to the Indians should have just shot them right there. But now the Spanish.
But it's good. It's good. This is the foundation of America. You got to make $1, make a florin or whatever the hell they had then. Sell weapons to your enemies. Sell weapons to both sides of a conflict. That way, you're making money.
And the middleman.
Of course.
Definitely the middleman. He's in the prime position to shoot people.
Exactly.
You can get both sides of it.
Yeah.
This is where it all ties together now. The Spanish governor of Louisiana was in the same position as himself in Texas, as the governor of Texas. He had a giant area to defend and not a whole lot of resources with which to do it. So he basically turned a blind eye and let that continue.
Fair enough.
Better at Texas's problem than Louisiana's.
That's the Louisiana motto, state motto.
Now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of Alejandro O'Reilly.
Give it to me.
He's been busy in the meantime. We haven't heard from him for a while.
Where is he back?
Remember he had been in Cuba?
Yeah.
Earlier on, and then he was based in Havana and was in charge of turning the place from I think the technical term is a shithole, into a slightly less of a shithole.
All right.
He did the same in Puerto Rico, and it was in Cuba that he married Rosa de las Cajas, whose brother went on to be the governor of Cuba.
You're getting more. Okay.
I'm changing dialects all over the shop.
But who are all these governors? How easy is it to become a governor of these places?
We'll just wait and see. I have 2 years to find out. In 1768, there was some insurrection in New Orleans, a bit of an uprising.
New Orleans.
People weren't happy with the Spanish rule of the area, and they ejected the governor. So King Charles III tells O'Reilly to restore order. He does so by travelling up there with 20 ships, 2,000 soldiers. Calms the whole place down pretty easy. He pardoned the public, who were obviously getting up to no good. But they also had to swear allegiance then.
Yeah.
But rounded up the 13 main rebels, and instead of pardoning those, one died while being arrested. One French officer was also released, and after 2 months of court proceedings, the rest of them were all found guilty of sedition and treason. 6 of them were sent to jail in Havana, and the other 5 were shot by a firing squad. This gave O'Reilly the nickname Bloody O'Reilly.
Bloody O'Reilly.
Now he becomes the governor of Louisiana then. So now you have it's himself in Louisiana. Yeah. It's Hugo over in Texas.
So the 2 brothers.
Yeah. So now
they're cousins.
Yeah, O'Reilly becomes governor of Louisiana and aligns the government and legal system with that of Spain. A process which was called Code O'Reilly. Well, everything says.
Why is he not doing anything for the homeboys? Why is he not throwing Ireland? Why, we could have been a colonial power.
Yeah, that's it. We have enough powerful people. At this time, did we have your man down in Argentina running the Navy as well?
That's true.
What's his name?
Bernardo Higgins.
That sounds right.
We
could have been a contender.
We could have been big.
But while everything says that O'Conor was given a new assignment shortly after O'Reilly was given the position, that sort of like prevented the pair from working together to eliminate that gun trade problem. There was a number of months where the two lads from Ireland were ruling a giant chunk of the states. How big? Bigger than the original 13 colonies.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So we had two men ruling that much space. Bigger than the original 13 colonies in America.
Good God.
To the boys.
On behalf of Spain.
Roscommon lads.
Yeah. Not bad from the boys from the parish.
Up Boyle. They're not from there, but still up Boyle.
Yeah. It's the only place you know in Roscommon.
It is, yeah. He kills an absolute heap of them in around 1775, 1776, and forces the Apaches further west. But by now, Hugo's health is starting to deteriorate because it's the 1770s and he's in his 40s. He's basically 90. Yeah. He moves to the Tucson in 1777 with the title of governor.
Of course.
Yes.
So it just seems like you walk into a place and you're like, have you got a governor yet? I'll be it.
At this stage...
I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm the oldest thing you've ever seen.
Be honest.
Yeah.
How much faith do you have in me of becoming a governor?
Of somewhere?
Yeah.
I'd say you could do it.
Now, it might be like a Walking Dead type situation where it's zombies and I just rise to political power within a group of maybe 10, 12 people by nefarious means. But do you think I could do it?
I think you could do it.
Okay. Yeah. Listeners, I can't quite do a poll, but email in suggestions and pick-me-ups to give me the confidence. Or also donations for my campaign.
Yeah. It ain't cheap over there. I can't wait to blackmail you.
You do have so much dirt on me. It's going to be like the Ides of March.
That's it. As soon as you get into power, I'll be standing there behind the American flag.
I think you'd be a bit of a turncoat. Yeah, you wouldn't help me at all.
No, I'd help you.
You could write my coattails. You could, in political sense, just like comedy. But he's governor over there, as well as he also achieved the highest position that he could rise to within the army.
Super governor, the governor of the army,
Brigadier General,
governor.
No, Brigadier General. He was terribly sick though, and passed on in 1779. So he only kind of got to enjoy his sort of semi-retirement.
Yeah.
His golden oldie years for 2 years because he died at the ripe old age of 44.
That's another funeral for us, Jason.
A good age.
A brave age in those days, the 1770s.
To be fair, he did a lot.
He did a lot.
And he
kill a lot of people.
What year did I say, or age, I should say, did he join the Spanish army? I felt he was very young.
18, I think.
18, yeah, so.
Legal.
Yes.
Good to go, if you know what I mean.
Well, 18, you're allowed to join the army when you're 18. That's what you meant.
Although I'd say in the 1770s, you could probably join the army at 5. Who the hell are the Spanish going to stop you?
But yeah, no, so that's Hugo. What you reckon about Hugo?
Not too bad for a boy from Roscommon.
That's governor of Texas.
Yeah, but okay, that was impressive. Frank, I think you oversold the governor thing. Because I was like, governor of Texas, that's pretty cool. Everyone in that story was a governor. Everyone he met was a governor. Governors
hang out with governors.
Sure.
It's like celebrities. They can't be friends with regular people.
Yeah.
Because there's so much happening in their life. They can't be...
Only governors can relate.
Yeah. They're only other people who can understand his plight. Governors.
Now, well, I suppose in the 1770s, there wouldn't have been an Irish government to speak of. Why not send a bit of dollar home to the boys, you know? You're doing well.
I imagine they would have done.
Doing well out in the States.
You like to think they would have.
Fly home every once in a while.
You don't know.
Say hello to the mother.
You don't know they weren't sending money back to their
That's true. Passing around buckets for the boys back home. Maybe, yeah.
Irish Republican Alejandro.
Yeah, that's good. So do Louisiana and Texas, are they contiguous? Are they near each other?
They're not too far away. No, I don't know if they touch. Yes, they do.
Cool.
Also, fantastic use of the word contiguous.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was brilliant.
Yeah, only reason I asked the question.
Was it? Yeah, is that your word of the week?
Yeah. So wait, was he his cousin? I kind of lost that bit. Or his brother?
Cousin.
Ah, there you go. Here's another word of the week. Avuncular. Someone who has an older male model or male role model who isn't like your father. A father figure.
Like Myself and yourself.
Me and you, yeah. Like, I teach you how to cut your hair, shave, pick up prostitutes.
Yeah. And
uncle stuff.
There is only just over a year between us, but
I forgot, actually.
I'm not capable of doing any of those things on my own. But
well, now, also, here's some more history facts. This isn't the place for it. But I thought...
Wait. On this podcast?
Not in this podcast.
The effrontery.
Did the states buy... What's the Louisiana Purchase? I thought they bought the Louisiana Territory or France. Maybe they bought it off Spain.
I could give it... I don't know. Gave it up. I probably could have been wrong about all of that as well.
Maybe so. But
look, that's why this podcast
this is an Irish history
named
podcast.
Shite Talk.
Yeah. Irish history podcast, not a fucking Louisiana history podcast, alright?
Think of this as two lads sat at a bar, but the bar doesn't have Wi-Fi, and it's down the country in a valley, so you can't get reception on your phone. So the most confident person is right, and then there's also Kevin.
It's like back in the old days when you thought something, you thought, I'd like to know that, and then you just couldn't.
Yeah. Big fan
you had to just use your imagination.
I think everyone should have to, if you go into a bar, if there's more than two people and you're having chats, fucking everyone put their phone into a pint glass
and pour water on it.
I was going to say leave it there, so no, you can't take them out. Anyone who wants to take it out has to buy a round for everyone, and that way, I suppose girlfriends wouldn't be too happy, but sure, what would I know about that?
That's
Again, sad, lonely fraudster traveling around the world, riding supermodels, winning Oscars. I think that's us for today, for this week.
That's it, done.
That's Don Hugo O'Conor. Also, at no point did you... His name is Don.
I know. I had so many at the back of my head as soon as you started. I was like, right, give him a few minutes before you go into the Sopranos material. Then I'll fucking nail him. But forgot about it.
Yeah. Do you want to do some of your favourite Sopranos lines?
Hey, just when I thought I was out, that's when they pulled me back in.
Like a clown, I make you laugh.
These are all great
Sopranos references.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Tune in next week for more Sopranos references.
Yeah.
You went behind my back, McNulty. It's my favourite episode of The Sopranos.
Monorail. Good luck. We'll talk to you next week.
Goodbye.